Welcome back to Your Darts, where we learn to do dart checkouts in our head. Okay, so up until this point, I've shown you how to start checkout routines with using treble 20, treble 19. Let's talk about treble 18, treble 17, and treble 16. Come join me. So let's jump into this straight away. We're going to be talking about when to start to use treble 18, because up until this point you'll be using treble 20s, treble 19s, and I really advise you do that until it starts to make sense to go somewhere else. Okay, keep it simple. So there's three finishes. I start my checkout routine with treble 18. There's two 3-dart finishes, which we'll get to, and this one now, which is a 2-dart finish. So if you've got 104 and you've got 2 darts, there's only one way to take that out, and that's treble 18, because it's 54. So this is why you need to know your treble values. And you'll need another 50 to make it 104. So treble 18 ball, that's your first dart. Okay, if on your first dart, so practicing for the miss concept here, if you're in the first dart you missed your treble 18 and hit your big 18, it would leave 86. Okay, and even if you've got 1 dart left or 2 darts left, you're always going to go the same way. For 86 you're going to go for treble 18, which is 54 for double 16. Okay, that's the finish for 86. And of course we're going for treble 18, we may hit big 18 again, and that would leave 68. Okay, so always walk each shot down. What would it be if you hit the treble, and what would it be if you hit the big number? Okay, so that's the only way to take out 104, and it's a valid way with 2 darts or 3 darts. You can absolutely do that, and I will show you later on another alternative for going for 104. But that's the first example today. 2 dart checkout, and in fact even a 3 dart checkout if you like, going 104 treble 18 bullseye. Okay, so on to the next example using treble 18 for the first dart. The number is 122. So we've got 3 darts. First dart we're going for treble 18, okay, and it would leave 68. Now how do you work that out? To be fair, I just learned this parrot fashion, just repeat, repeat, repeat. But if you want a formula, I will give you a formula. So when we threw for treble 20 for our first dart, we visualized 40 onto the last 2 digits. When we went for treble 19s, we visualized 43. And say out loud, I'm sure you all know, 46 you would visualize onto that if you want to do it. And it's worth knowing the formula, because for instance, if you had, let's just choose another number, if you had 102 and you wanted to go treble 18s, because you always hit treble 18, so why wouldn't you go that way, because it's really strong. You put 46 onto 2, so it would be 48, and you would take out, you got 2 darts left, you take out however you want. You got 8 tops, so if you're 16s you'd knock 2 off that and it was 6, so it would be 16 double 16, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's additional. But so it's good to know the formula, but really if you don't want to learn another formula, don't worry. And it's not as easy as adding 40 or 43 on. It's a little harder to see, I guess, 46. But anyway, so it's literally treble 18 for 68. You might want to remember it out because you're going for 8, so it's 60. You're going for 18, so it's 68. Maybe that's another way to remember it. But essentially, it's 122 is treble 18 for 68. Now, why do we go that way? Now, let's actually take out 68. So say you've hit treble 18, you're on 68, you've got 2 darts left for 68, and that would be treble 18 for double 7. Okay, so that's the finish for 68. Now, of course, we're probably going to, well, unless you want to go for double 7, of course, double 7 is bigger than a bullseye, because if you miss treble 18, hit big 18, it would leave 50, and you got your shot out of bullseye. Okay, so that's how to take out the 122 if you hit your first treble. Now, why do we go treble 18 route and not treble 20 and treble 19s? Because when we're with our first dart and we're going for treble 18, if we miss the treble 18 and hit the big number, which is very likely to do, it leaves 104. Now, why is that important? It's part of the golden 44, isn't it? 104. It's an essential 2-dart finish, and you have 2 darts left. So it gives you a second chance, and that's where we use the board to its advantage, its number advantage. Okay. 104, as I've just previously taught you, it would be you're staying in this area anyway, so you're in the same area. You go in treble 18 for bullseye. Okay. And that's how and why we go treble 18 for 122, and you often see the pros do that. I think they may do it a couple of other ways, but it's well known really, you go treble 18 when you're on 122. So go through that nice and slowly, work it out, but it just basically you're going for treble 18, because if you miss your treble 18, it leaves you 104, and 104 is again you only a treble 18 for your bullseye. Okay, so really straightforward. That's 122. Let's do the next number. So on to the last number where I start my checkout routine with treble 18, that's 128. Now, as from the previous slide, it was 122. So the way to remember those two numbers, well, first of all, let's look at any patterns there. Obviously, they're both in the 20 range. And if you look at the range of being 120 all the way to 130, 122 is 2 from the bottom being 120, and 128 is 2 from the top being 130, right? So it's 2 from the bottom, 2 from the top, 122, 128. And that's how I initially remembered it. And I know with those two numbers in the 20 range, I'm throwing my treble 18 for my first start, okay? So we've already covered the 122, so on to 128. So a treble 18 for the first start, and it leaves 74. Now, how would you learn that? You can just learn it parrot fashion. I learned it that it leaves with 74, and the way I take out 74, I'm on this area anyway. I go treble 18s for 74. You can go treble 14, double 16, right? It's a first start indicator. But I stay at this area, so it helped me remember it. I'm on my 74, treble 18 for double 10, okay? Or we can do the formula. So the formula, when we throw in treble 18 for the first start, if you want to use a formula, it's not an easy formula. But just like I mentioned in the last slide, you add on 46 onto the last two digits. So 46 onto 28. See, it's quite hard to do, isn't it? But if you was going to do it, add 40 on first, so 68, and then add the 6 more on. So it's quite hard to do. That's why I don't use the formulas for these two numbers, two 3-dart finishes that I throw for treble 18. Okay, I just don't do it. I just learn it. The first one was 68, and this one is 74. Just learn it. Just say it out loud. So the 2-dart finish for 74, treble 18, double 10. Now for our first dart, this is why we go this way. If on our first dart we miss the treble 18, hit the big 18, it leaves 110, and this is why we go that way, because it's on the golden 44 list. It's an essential 2-dart finish. You've got 2 darts left with 110. You're going to go for treble 20 for bullseye, okay? And that's why we go treble 18s when we're on 128, because it gives us a second chance out, okay? So just do these finishes, see them slowly, work it out what it would be if you hit the treble and what it would be if you hit the big number, so you can just get it into your head, just visualize it, okay? But that's how I take out 128 using treble 18 for my first dart. So on to treble 17 for the first dart. Okay, there's only one number that you have to actually use treble 17. You've got 2 darts and you've got 101. You have to go treble 17, which is 51, and it leaves 50 more, so it bullseye. Treble 17, bull. You have to do that. And if on the first dart you're practicing for the miss, so you miss your treble 17 and hit the big 17, it would leave 84. And if you've got 1 dart left or even 2 darts left, you're going to go treble 20 for double 12. That's the finish for 84. Now, should you go this way? Should you go for 101 if you've got 3 darts? Should you start at treble 17? No, I'll tell you why. So you see some people do it. I wouldn't advise it. If you hit it, great. Or even if you hit your 17, you're on 84, and that's great for 2 darts. But you know, if you hit your big 2, you leave 99. And 99, even though it's a 2-digit number, it's a 3-dart finish. You've just burned 1 dart. You've got 2 darts left to take out 99. You'd run out of darts. You won't have enough darts to do it. So it can be really big, number 2, when you throw in treble 17 if you've got 3 darts. So you go another way. So let's actually do that now. So we're going to go if you've got 101. We've covered what it would be for the 2-dart finish for treble 17, so let's just show you how to do that properly. If you've got 3 darts, you're going to go treble 20. So the formula for that, you just add 40 onto the last 2 digits, so in this case it's going to be 1, so 41. I've got 2 darts, I may go 1 tops, or if you're a 16s player, you take 2 off the last digit, so that would be a 9. It would be 9 double 16, 9 double 16. So that's how to approach 101. If you've got 2 darts, you're going to go treble 17, and I've also shared with you, if you've got 3 darts, it's best to go treble 20 route, or certainly not your treble 17 route. So that's when to use treble 17, and it's for number 101. Okay, let's get to treble 16. Now, I only take out 1 finish with treble 16, and that's 104. Now I know we've covered 104. If you've got 2 darts, that's treble 18 bull. But if you've got 3 darts, I like to go this way, not only because I just like how you're always in the same area. I'll show you as we get going, but I'm quite strong at treble 16, so why wouldn't I go this way? So I heard Wayne Mardell once mention this, and I thought, oh, I'm going to steal that. I like it. So you got 104, 3 darts. You aim for treble 16. Hit treble 16. it leaves 56. You've got 2 darts left at 56. It's going to be, let's just change my color, it was going to be big 16 for tops. Okay, now if you on your first dart you miss your treble 16 and hit your big 16, okay, it would leave 88. But so now you're on your second dart and you stay in the same area, you hit and you're aiming for treble 16, so you're aiming for your treble 16, you hit your treble 16, which is 48, and you leave 40 more, so treble 16 for double 20. Okay, but again, assuming we may hit the 16 because it's what we have to practice for, it would leave 72, and you've got one dart left. Always know how many darts you got left, and 72 is treble 16 again. So 1 dart left. I'm going to go for treble 16. If I hit treble 16, I'm on double 12 when I come back. If I hit the big 16, I'm on 56 when I come back. Okay, so just do it slowly, picture it. Okay, so all you're going to do, if you're going for 3 darts, if you've got 3 darts and you've got 1 or 4, one of those darts have to hit your treble 16, and then you should get a decent shot out. Okay, so that's a good way to look at it. So go for your first dart. If you hit your first dart, it leaves you 56, which is the big 16 for double top. Okay, so you should get a shot out at tops. That's also why I like it, because it leaves you a shot out at a double 20, which is my strong double. Okay, and of course, if you hit your big 16, it would then leave 88. So I'm aiming again for that treble 16. If I hit it, I'm going straight up again for double 20. And if I hit the big 16 again, I'm on 72. So 72, I know it's a different double, but I'm comfortable with it. So treble 16 for double 12, and then hitting the big 16 again would leave 56. So 16 tops when you come back. But so that's my process and how and why I use treble 16 when I have 3 darts at 104. Now, of course, with 3 darts I mentioned before in the first slide, you can go just treble 18 bullseye, and you see a lot of players do that. But I quite liked, and also if I'm throwing quite well on the day and I'm hitting 16s, I would go that way if I got 104. So that's how to throw, when to use treble 16 for your first dart. So on to the 4 rounds of practice. Round 1, you say the number and you state the first treble that is needed. So 122 is treble 18, 128 is treble 18, 104 is treble 16. I'm leaving out the 2 dart finish for 104 because that's on the Golden 44 videos I've covered, and I'm also leaving out 101, which is also on the Golden 44 for the same reason. Round 2, you state the total that is left. So 122 is treble 18, leaves 68, and 128 is treble 18, leaving 74, and 104 is treble 16, leaves 56. Round 3, you state what you need to finish. So 122 is treble 18, leaves 68, it's treble 18, double 7. 128 is treble 18, leaves 74, treble 18, double 10. 104 is treble 16, of course we've got 3 darts, leaves 56, 16 for double 20. Round 4, you state what is left if you miss the first treble and hit the big number. So 122, treble 18 leaves 68, treble 18, double 7, probably assuming that you hit your big 18 for bullseye. But if on your first dart you hit your big 18, it would leave 104. 128, treble 18 leaves 74, which is treble 18, double 10. If on your first dart you hit your big 18, it leaves 110. Now 104 with 3 darts and you want to go the treble 16 route. Treble 16 leaves 56, big 16 for 20. Hitting the big 16 will leave 88. So let's practice these numbers and cancel them down. So 122 is treble 18, leaves 68. You can either add 46 onto 22 if you want a formula, or you can just learn that it leaves you 68. A little bit of practice and you'll get that. The 2 dart finish for 68 is treble 18 for double 7. Of course, if you hit the big 18, you'll probably leave yourself a shot at a bullseye. And if you hit your big 18 on your first dart, it leaves a 104. And that's why we go that way, because 104 is a 2 dart finish. And you can still take it out. You've not missed it if you hit your big 18 and miss your first treble. So 2 darts for 104, you're still staying at the same treble 18, and it would leave 50, so bullseye. If you hit the big 18, it will leave 86, and you've got 1 dart left now. So always know how many darts you got left. For 86, whether you got 1 dart left or whatever, you're always going to go treble 18 for double 16 when you come back. If you hit your big 18, it will leave 68 when you come back. Next number, 128, treble 18 leaves 74. Again, you can use the formula for adding 46 onto 28, or you can just recognize that it leaves 74, and the finish for 74 is, well, one of the finishes. Of course, you can go treble 14, double 16, but you know, you can stick at that treble 18 for double 10. That's how I do it, and that's how I remembered it. That's just like left me on the way I take out 74. If you hit your big 18, it would leave 110, and again, the reason why we go this way, because it leaves us a 2 dart finish. So 110 with 2 darts is treble 20, which leaves 50, so double bull. If you hit your big 20, it would leave 90, and you've got 1 dart left. You may want to go treble 20 for double 15 when you come back. That's commonly done. Hitting the big 20 would leave 70 when you come back, but you can do with, if you've got 1 dart and you've got 90, you can shoot for bullseye. I know I've not wrote this down, but you can do that. Hitting bullseye, it would leave double 20. Hitting 25 would leave 65 when you came back, which is quite easy to take out. Next number, so 104. If you've got 3 darts and you want to go the 16s route, treble 16 leaves 56. Big 16, double 20. If you hit your 16, it would leave 88, and you've got 2 darts to take out 88. You're going to stay at that, even though you can go treble 20, double 14. Why would you do that? You're at treble 16. This is the whole reason why we go treble 16s for 104, or why I do it. So 2 darts for 88, treble 16 again because it's 48, and if you hit it, it leaves 40, so double 20. Hitting the big 16 will leave 72, and you've got 1 dart left with 72. So treble 16, which is 48, for double 12 when you come back. Hitting the big 16 would leave 56 when you come back. Okay, so do this nice and slowly, and you'll get it. So coming next time, guys, more Golden 44 videos, and also I think I'm going to do a few videos covering, probably starting from 101 all the way until I get bored, until you guys get bored, where we're going to cover the pros and cons of going treble 20, treble 19, 18, 17, maybe 16s as well, just to see if there's, even, it's just mainly for me as much as it is for anyone else, just to see if there's a benefit of going different ways for some of these numbers. Some of these numbers that I've been going a certain way, usually treble 20s, treble 19s, for as long as I've been playing, or if there's another advantage, because you see the pros going for all different trebles, and I want to get in on that a little bit. Okay, so we'll do it together. So we're going to go through that just to see, I'll see if it works, and see if you guys like it. Okay, I want to really thank everyone for messaging me and for watching. And as you know, I'll never ask anyone, you've never seen me asking anyone to subscribe. I'll never do it. I'm never going to beg for subscribers. I've never subscribed to any channel that someone's asked me to do it. You'll only do it if you want to. But thanks for everyone who has subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care for now.